Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, family, relatives, friends on Facebook, followers on Twitter and Instagram, and subscribers on here on YouTube, let me talk to you. My name is Eric Lima, and you're once again watching another episode of my YouTube show, The People's Lima, episode 502. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day out there today. It's a nice day, a little cooler, but really a little on the breezy side. I want to talk about last night's NXT TakeOver the End. If there's any wrestling fans out there, and hope you have the WWE Network, you probably missed a good one. It was a great one, or if you haven't and you watched it, you probably watched a good one. And for those who have not, you missed a good one, I should say. Wow, it's mind blowing. It's just the NXT talent is really kicking up a notch. It just I'll tell you what, with the brand extension coming up, it'll be only a matter of time with some of these NXT mainstays will end up getting the call up to the big time. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens from here on out throughout the summer. It's going to be a lot of things happening. Let's start off with Andrade, Cien Almas making his debut, defeating the Perfect 10 Ty Dillinger. I'll tell you what, Almas, he's a former IWGP Intercontinental Champion. That's right, the IWGP has their own Intercontinental title up in Japan. So he's traveled all over, and he's very good. And it was an awesome matchup. So Mr. Cien Almas, awesome job, and hope we see more of you on NXT in the WWE Network in the future. And then we got Shinsuke Nakamura versus Austin Aries, and Nakamura and Aries went back and forth. Heck of a matchup. Nakamura won it in the end with a Kinshasa. Can't do it like Corey Graves did, and so we'll see what Austin Aries goes from here. And then you got the Women's Championship. I'll talk about the tag team title situation in just a moment. And the NXT Women's Championship, back and forth it went. Nia Jax and Asuka. I'll tell you one thing: it was a heck of a battle. And Asuka retained her title, still undefeated. So, what does Nia Jax go from here? Where does Asuka go from here? Well, Bayley is waiting in the wings, so probably a rematch between those two is inevitable. And then afterwards, if Bayley loses, it looks like Bayley will go to the main roster and possibly try to capture the Women's Championship there. Then you got the steel cage match: Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe defending NXT champion. Back and forth they went, but in the end, a super muscle buster knocked Finn Balor out. And then you have Samoa Joe as your still NXT champion. Let's talk about the tag team style situation. It was one of the best matches on the card. American Alpha, the defending champions, against the Revival. This is a rematch from TakeOver Dallas. And it went back and forth. Matchup in the end but the Revival took advantage of the situation. And American Alpha was about to hit their finishing maneuver, the Grand Amplitude. But then Dash Wilder knocked out Chad Gable in the way and decided to do the Shatter Machine. Once again, the tag team champions are the Revival, two-time tag team champions. Congratulations to them. But American Alpha's night was not yet over. Out of nowhere, two big monsters from the crowd, about 300 plus pounds, about 6'5", laid waste, brutalized American Alpha, the former champions, and then, well, I know who they are. They had their own Twitter accounts. Their names Kazim Salmani and Sonny Dehenza, the authors of Pain. But that's not the big story. The big story is the arrival and the return of Precious Paul Ellering, WWE Hall of Famer, legendary manager of the Road Warriors, aka the Legion of Doom. What is Ellering doing there? Is he managing these two big monsters? If he is, then I got a good feeling. I got a great feeling that those two guys they're going to be within a month become NXT Tag Team Champions. Within about 3 months, probably Survivor Series, they'll make their debut and brutalize any team that stands in their way. And with Ellering as their manager, I say that they're going to benefit from Ellering's wisdom. That's for sure. And I hope the NXT fans were chanting "Who are you?" to the team and not to Mr. Ellering. Because if they were chanting Mr. Ellering, then they have made a grave mistake on that one, disrespecting a legend like Paul Ellering. I mean, Ellering is a man. He's led the Legion of Doom to so many tag team titles as the Road Warriors over the years. He managed the DOA team of 8 Ball and Skull. So I think Ellering. I'll tell you one thing. Mr. Dehinza and Mr. Salmani, they got they got a gold mine of wisdom in Paul Ellering. It'll be very. We saw his daughter debut on NXT not too long ago. So I'll tell you what. Right now, if this is any indication, I think the tag team division in NXT is going to shape up to be very, very interesting, to say the least. And who knows, the WWE tag team situation in the main roster could shape up, because I've got a feeling those two big boys, knowing Vince that likes the big guys, he'll get up on the main roster as fast as lightning. But I don't know for sure what's really going to go on. What's going on? They're very impressive in size and strength. These guys are monsters. They are huge. Just so I could see a few between those two guys and, let's say, the Wyatt family, Harper and Rowan, or even Rowan and Braun Strowman. We haven't seen the Wyatts in quite a while, so I like to see that. That'll be major brawl. Oh, about them versus the Authors of Pain versus the Ascension. They make the Ascension look like freaking babies, for goodness sake. Wait till Connor gets off his suspension, man. But I'll tell you one thing right now. It's it's going to be very interesting to see how this develops, man. So I got to say, beyond the shadow of a doubt, I give this whole entire event, I'm an 8 out of 10. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Good event. But all the talent has worked hard. I know there'll be a lot more talent coming up too. So you got to remember, with the brand extension and everything else, we'll see how this develops out. But I'm 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. I mean between 8 and 10. That's my scale, between 8 and 10. It's really tough because there's a lot of people complain about matches, like, oh, it's so disappointing and all that. But I think it's a pretty decent card overall. I'm not going to grade it. I'm not going to rate it. Forget the rating. Forget the 8 out of 10 thing. I'm just going to rate NXT TakeOver-The End a very decent card, nice card. Let's see what happens after that, the aftermath of the whole thing. See how this develops up. Is the Revival going to be challenged, or is the Revival going to be, I don't know, issue an open challenge to any team out there? If they are, if I watch those two big boys that Ellering gets sent in, if I were a Revival, I would say, I would just keep my mouth shut if you want to issue an open challenge. So that's the case here. So NXT TakeOver-The End. What a card. Get a chance to. I'll probably want to watch it again to see these guys again. Just these two big monsters. Gazim Salmani, who was the Albanian Psycho, which his nickname was, he called himself that on the Instagram, and his Sonny Dehinza. Those two big boys. They are big, big dudes, and I still can't get over it. The Authors of Pain, unless they change their name and everything else. And I'll tell you what, right now, if I were Willie Regal, I'd be standing, take notice and go, "Oh, looks like they want to be in a tag team title hunt." And oh yeah, the rival of Bobby Roode as well. He as Willie Regal was getting interviewed, into the office goes Mr. Roode. It seems like a contract signing is going to be done, and it'll be very interesting to see, will Samoa Joe's retaining of the NXT Championship lead to him and Bobby Roode going at it? Could be. Very interesting situations. Like I said, it's a great card overall, great show overall, nice job. Triple H is working very, very hard and to make NXT one of the best brands ever, and it'll be very interesting to see what happens now with the brand's extension returning with Raw and SmackDown. And I'll talk about this. You can talk about back-to-back days. You got Raw on Monday nights, SmackDown on Tuesday night starting July 19th, and then Wednesday nights on the WWE Network, you get NXT. What do you do for the weekend? You know what I'm saying? Watch the WWE Network for the weekend. I don't know. It's, like I said, it's going to be very interesting to see how this develops. So, I think it's going to be very, very fun. It's going to be very fun. So, that's all the time we have on the show. To everyone out there, family, relatives, friends on Facebook, followers on Twitter and Instagram, and subscribers on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. And remember, coolness is the essence of a happy person. And I'll see you 503 next episode.